Alright, hey guys, I'm CCG back in the video. In this video, we're bringing you guys a Battlin Boxers deck profile, and this is post Legendary Duelist, so let's get started. I run one copy of Glassjaw. Glassjaw is just a decent monster to have overall. You only really need the one card. Its effect doesn't become really relevant that often, but if it is, then it can be really nice to just be able to recycle a card when using this. One Battlin Boxer Shadow. The nice thing about this card is that you're able to special summon it out, so it just serves as an extender. 3 copies of the new Promoter. Promoter's insane in this deck. It's the only thing that kind of gives this deck any legs, as you're able to use this to special summon out the 2 new monsters, Uppercutter, and we have here Chief Second, which I'll cover. But a lot of the combos that you're going to see are oriented around this card, and this card is the most powerful card that kind of enables the deck right now. And then we have 3 copies of Uppercutter. Uppercutter is another amazing Battlin Boxer monster because it's able to search out a Battlin Boxer monster or a counter trap that does include a Flamvell counter here. That isn't specifically for the archetype, but because of this monster being a 200 fire defense monster, and because Flamvell counter having counter in the name, you're actually able to search it out, so that's always really nice. 3 copies of Switch Hitter. So when this card is normal summoned, you can target a Battlin Boxer monster in your graveyard. What sucks about it is that you cannot special summon monsters during the rest of the turn except Battlin Boxers. That's why you can focus on just keeping it purely Battlin Boxers. There is a build where you can change it up and add some Infernoble Knights, but I decided to just keep it pure, and if you guys want to see more, then I can try out the other build. But for now, this is the pure build, and this card, yeah, it's going to lock you into it. There's other Battlin Boxers that do this, but being able to normal summon and special summon a monster from your grave is a good way of extending and pulling out some more exceeds. And then we have Battlin Boxer Spare. Same reason as a Boxer Shadow here. It does come at a big cost of not being able to conduct your battle phase, but being able to special summon this card out is really good. So if you go first, you can get this card out for no cost, and you can build up from that. Then we have 3 copies of Chief Second. So this card gives you the ability to normal summon once again. So of course that's really good for Switch Hitter. And when an opponent's monster declares an attack while you control a warrior or fire monster, you can special summon this card for your hand. And if you do negate the attack, and then banish a monster in the field. So it kind of serves as like a hand trap, but only for the battle, which could be relevant at times. You just keep that in mind in case it comes in handy. Then for the hand traps, I run 2 copies of Nibiru, 3 copies of Ash, and 3 copies of Effect Veiler. The nice thing about this deck is that there isn't a lot of main engine that you have to include, which means that there is a lot of space if you want to include the Infernoble Knight stuff that I've seen floating around. But that also means that you can run a lot of hand traps, whichever you choose to run. 1 copy of Reinforcement of the Army. I mean, this is a warrior deck, of course you want to run this. 2 copies of Battlin Boxer Spirits. Being able to target a Battlin Boxer monster in your graveyard and summon it is good. And not only that, but you can send the top card of your deck to the grave. So in the off chance that you get an Uppercutter or something, or even Glassjaw, it could be good to just do something with it. If you happen to go second, Dark Ruler No More is perfect for this deck. Obviously there can be instances where you get locked out of the battle phase, as we saw with Spare, so it won't really be that potent like Dark Ruler No More. And yeah, just important to consider. 3 copies of Pot of Prosperity because you want to have ways of searching out promoters, and that's going to be your main way of playing them with this deck. 2 copies of Cross Out because you have so many hand traps, so why not run a bunch of cross outs. 3 copies of Imperm. So Imperm, just another hand trap of choice. Again, you could play around with it with these flex spots and do what you want. 2 copies of Battlin Boxer Cross Counter. So this card's an amazing counter trap for the deck, as it does serve as a monster negate, and it does let you basically switch out one of your Battlin Boxer Exceed monsters for another. You're going to see how we utilize that in the combo video. And then 1 copy of Flamvell Counter. So this is what I was talking about, that it's a spell trap negate that works with this deck, just because you can banish a fire monster with 200 defense from your grave. Because you're able to search this out with the Uppercutter, you're pretty much always going to be able to utilize this card anyways. And since you have 3 copies of it, it's pretty much always going to be in the grave for you. Okay guys, before I go to the actual deck, if you guys are enjoying the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Here I run 2 copies of Zeus. It's an Exceed deck. You want to have multiple copies of this card. 2 copies of Kaiser. It's able to negate a monster summon, so that can be pretty powerful if you're able to pull it off. And you're able to get it out pretty easily using Promoter here. 1 copy of the Star Cestus. Once per chain during the battle step, if your Battlin Boxer monster battles an opponent's monster, you can detach a material from this card, negate the effects of that opponent's monster, and then not only that, but that monster you can control cannot be destroyed by battle, and your opponent takes any battle damage. So it can be relevant in times in which you're able to actually use this. 3 copies of Dempsey here. So Dempsey's like one of the best Battlin Boxers that we have access to, as this card's effect is basically a search, or it lets you pitch anything to the grave. So that can be really powerful, as we saw with something like Uppercutter that has an effect upon being pitched. And not only that, but during the player's turn, you can attach material and make your Battlin Boxer monsters untargetable. So that could be pretty useful. 2 copies of Nova Kaiser. This is just for the instances in which you're able to get this out and just bring out a bunch of material once your opponent destroys this card. 2 copies of Lead Yoke. So Lead Yoke here, or Lead Yoke, it's able to protect your Battlin Boxer monsters, and it gets powerful doing that. So a nice little combo that I'm going to show you guys is how to set yourself up with a Dempsey and a Yoke, and that just means that it won't be able to be destroyed by battle or by card effects here because of Yoke, and it won't be your Battlin Boxers won't be targetable because of this card as well. And then here they're just link monsters, just generic link monsters that are really flex spots so you can play around with. And here we have Unicorn, Phoenix, and IP Masquerena. And in the side deck, our cards are considered running but ended up cutting. Here we have the Chi Commissioner. You're able to get this card out because of Promoter, and being able to take something from your opponent's hand is pretty fun. Dark Ruler no more, in case you want to focus on going second more. Joe Counter, if you want to have a way to negate something during the battle phase, then this is the perfect card for that instance. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the combos of this deck, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.